All right, peeps. I was going to show you what I found here. I was going to do a video on my outhouse because I got an outhouse, but which everybody used to have them, back in cowboy days. But it's kind of a neat thing, if you got one, and it's very liberating. But I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to investigate what happened here because we're deep in the woods, and everybody knows, if you're deep in the woods, you probably got Bigfoots, Sasquatches, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, let me turn this around here so you can see what happened. See, when I use my outhouse, I always leave the door closed and the latch closed. But not only is it standing open, but my cushiony seat has been thrown to the side, probably because the culprit had a super hairy ass and didn't need my cushiony seat, and probably took him a squat, and that's just not cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave that like that for now, but we will close their door in case they come back, so maybe we'll hear them. Close their latch. So now, we'll see what we got going on up in the woods here. Let me turn this back around. Okay, so what we got here is a potential Sasquatch invasion, and so we're gonna hit the hills and see if we can find him. This could have happened just a little while ago, so we'll see if we can find a path here, and we'll and of course, once I saw that, I grabbed some supplies. I'll show you. Okay, let me turn this around. Okay, I've got my trusty shotgun, my trusty cooler with some brew. I got my 9. I call these together thunder and lightning. One brings the boom, the other brings the lightning. Actually, they both kind of bring the boom, but I get my 9 back in the back of my britches. Okay, now what we're gonna do is this looks like this has been traveled recently, so we're gonna go up through here and see if we can find him. Now, a lot of your Bigfoot people, I mean, come on, let's get real. I mean, they want to act like they know this and know that, but did you hear that? Did you hear that? But in reality, they go around with 2x4s hitting on trees, saying sand squatches like to do knocks, they call it. Now we might have to review some footage because it looked like something big and hairy up through there. So we'll get a little closer here. See what we can find. But, like I said, in reality, you know, how many 2x4s do you think a Bigfoot has access to? I mean, I guess he probably could have grabbed one down there by my outhouse. But I'm not missing any of those. So I'm calling BS on the wood knocks. I mean, now, who don't like to grab a log and whack on a tree? And especially if I was a Bigfoot, I would definitely do that for pastime. Did you hear it? Sounded like it. Yeah, definitely. Definitely up there. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to see what we got here. Let's see. Okay. Okay. If we keep hearing noises, we might go ahead and put some shells in our shotgun. See? Okay, let me turn this around. Okay. See, I don't normally like to lead off with any excursion into the woods with my shotgun loaded. So I carry a pocket full of shells. But what we'll do here is we'll load us a couple. Show you how I do that. Like this right here. Got a whole pocket full of shells for the boomstick. Click, click, boom, baby. Okay. Y'all hear that? Okay. Alright, what we're going to do, just so we can review this footage, we'll turn on scan. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a fresh use of the outhouse. Because there's something, or many somethings, large, making some noise. Now, these are some big old ancient boulders. There was probably Probably, ritualistic sacrifices and stuff went on up here back in the day. Okay, it looks clear. We're going to go up on one of these boulders here and see if we can't flush something out. But let me turn this back around for now. But we'll go up here and we'll have a brew, rehydrate a little bit. Jesus. See, everybody knows Squatches love brew. You even talk about having one open. You're inviting a confrontation. I mean, these silly can bang on trees with 2x4s all night long. And they ain't got one squash to show for it. And I think we're on the verge of blowing this case wide open right now. But I'm gonna briar pick it. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Sure. Okay, that's good. That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. Now let's push this over. See, this wasn't like this before. See, I roam around up here from time to time just to make sure don't have any unwanted guests or people, looking around. This wasn't done by no person. Let's see if we can squash that. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Big creature coming through. Just broke that tree like it was nothing, baby. Think about that before you get any crazy thoughts. Blessing packing. Okay. We might have to put a full complement of rounds in there. Shotgun. It's just got an ominous feel to it. Okay. Wow. Okay. See if we can get up on this. Wow. Okay. Now, yeah. Put that gentleman right over there. Now, let's get this turned back around so we can see what's going on here. Okay. But okay. Wow. Okay, we don't want to fall off the boulder, but I've got my vest because a little known fact about squatches is they love yellow reflective vests. They're attracted to them. So if you want to lure one in, get you a good old trusty vest like so. Let's see, I've got brew. Oh yeah, and pork rinds. Everybody knows they love pork rinds. Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but I do. And we might put a couple out for bait and then eat a couple. But yeah. Now there's that old mining logging road down there. It's screwed over. You can't really tell it's a road anymore. Let's get us a little more extension. But yeah, I like that boulder right there. But yeah, when back in the day when they was logging and mining up here, they had many unexplained stories and encounters. I mean, the old miners, you know, they were primitive, and they were, yeah. Y'all hear that? I hope that's coming through on camera. Can you hear that? Let me put this like we did with the yellow jackets. That way if something comes down the mountain, there's something like a real faint knocking going on behind me. I hope y'all can hear that. But yeah, what we might do here, just to roust one out, we're gonna go up there and I saw, okay, man, if we'd have had the camera that way, right where I'm pointing. So what we'll do, we'll drill this bad boy in a little. Okay. Because that's another thing I thought. If we run out of bullets, we can use this phone stick as a club. At any rate, I mean, any way your mind goes, don't think we're going to be a victim out here. Because failure is not an option, baby. So, but, okay. Well, wait a minute before we crack a brew, but we will go ahead and put our vest on so we can attract one. And I think what we'll do, we'll leave our cooler full of beer here for right now. And well, okay. But like I was saying, you know, the old miners and loggers, you know, they had a lot of spooky encounters, a lot of which I could probably, you know, be a debunker and, you know, squash. But there was a lot that are truly unexplainable. And that's what we're looking for out here this evening. So, they keep throwing stuff over there, so they're trying to lure us over there. So we'll go this way. But I'll turn you back around so you can see the action. Alright. Let's see what we got. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is getting squatchy. This is getting squatchy. Alright. But if they're checking stuff over there, then it looked like it was coming from over here. Yeah, we're deep in the woods. deep in the woods. Okay. Everybody stay. Did you hear that? Everybody stay calm. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. There's a lot of activity going on. So, you always want to be alert out here. You always want to have your head on a swivel. And that way you don't get caught off guard. You know, it's untelling how deep we are right now. Oh man. Okay. Let me show you something. That looks like an old nest. Yeah. Yeah, there's been some big creatures laying there. But now, old Dad's been looking for footprints. And this one's smart. He's stepping on the rocks. Okay. 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 Let's see what we got here. Oh, look up there. See that? Okay. And you remember in that one movie, they said stay out of the tall grass. Well, we're friggin' in it. We're in it, baby. Okay. Now, let's find us a path through here. We'll work our way out of the tall grass. Okay. Okay. And let's see what we got here. Now, it's very possible when we review this footage, and you sure don't want to get lost out here. Not with the sun going down. And it is. But now we are going to do a nighttime video at some point. And see what we can find. Now keep in mind, keep in mind keep in mind that, you know, if I'm posting one of these videos on my YouTube channel, it's all real. You know, because, you know, when you have as much crazy stuff happen around you, let's get that in the background, as I do, it would really just be silly to try to fake one of these videos. So we're not going to do that. Keeping it real, baby. Okay. That sun's really going down now. Alright. But what we'll do This would have been a good time for a nice cold brew. But we left our cooler down there on the witchy rocks. But let me show you something here. I want you to see this. Just put the old shotgun down here. Turn this around. And look at that. See that? Tell me that don't look spooky as hell. Now think about it though. I mean, what I was talking about, you know, people will go, hey. They'll go, hey. You know, if Bigfoot or Sasquatches are real, where's their bones at? And I say to that, you know, it took us 65 million years to start digging up dinosaur bones. So, you know, we may find some at some point, and we'll do that. We'll do like an excavation of the mountain at some point. We'll see. You know, they might be buried all over the place here. We don't know. But, you know, I had an encounter with a panther one night. See, I was out feeding my old dog, and I heard what sounded like a woman up in the woods going, yelp, yelp, just like that. And I mean, it was blood curdling. I mean, chills went through me. And old Daisy, she was barking up a storm like a pointer. I mean, she was fixed on a certain spot where that noise was coming from. And we'll just pick her shotgun back up here and make our way back to her cooler of beer. But you know, I decided to go investigate just in case. I mean, it could have been, you know, some poor woman, you know, could have got lost in the woods, but the way she was sounding, if, you know, probably wasn't looking too good for her at that point. But I was still going to go help. Yeah, and it was pitch dark night. Wind was howling. Not howling, but I mean it was a little windy. But anyway, I like to be as accurate as I can in my stories, which, you know, normally I refer to that as being dead on balls accurate. But ow! But I went to investigate, and when I got up through there, I saw what looked like a very large cat. I mean, like a dog-sized cat. And I called my buddy, the same one that gave me this stick, and I told him what all had went down to that point, and he told me. He said, man, they're up there. He's like, a lot of people don't want to believe it, but they're up there. And you better be careful, because they'll eat your ass. And of course, we don't want our ass eaten. So anyway, all right. None of the Squatches took the bait. on the cooler of beer, if you can see it. It's right there. Okay. So, maybe we'll go down here and notice the cold one and a pork rind. But anyway, so I roamed around till I made for sure, that it wasn't a mistaken identity of, maybe there was somebody in the woods that might have needed help. So, I like to help. I'm a helper. And have y'all noticed that since we've roamed around this area, around the Witchy Rocks, that they've stopped throwing stuff? But there's different noises. Now, earlier, I heard what a gang of them wannabe squatchers. Wow. Okay, we're hung up. Hold on. What a gang of... Man. Yeah, don't do that. That's why I don't keep bullets in it when I'm hiking. It's because, sometimes you accidentally have it pointed towards yourself. Nobody wants to be on the business end of a shotgun. Limp Bizkit did a whole song about it. But anyway. Ow. Alright. Well. Okay. So, anywho, it was a woodpecker pecking. And there's a shotgun right here. And I guarantee you, a gang of them wannabe squatchers. There's their beer. Good cold brew. Man, that's a scary looking rock right there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So then, that's a good looking rock. I like that one. Yeah. But, okay. But, we, that's why we don't, put shells in until we're ready to unleash the hounds. But anyway, alright, so let's take lightning out of the back of our britches. I'll lay that right there. And we'll have us a little sit down here for a minute. And I know you all had to hear that. I mean, that was... But now, you can hear some people down in the valley doing some sawing. It's all good. We do some sawing up here too. But anyway, I bet if we come up here in the nighttime, we might even hike to the top. But really, let's say the squatches or fierce creatures was up on the hill above me. That's That's actually what we would kind of want, because that way we can truck it down to get more shells if we need them. But anyway, go ahead and see if we can lure one out of a good old pork rind. Man, these pork rinds are good. And so is this good cold. Okay, we're on high alert because we'll crack this bad boy open. Sounds like they've got closer. But and something's got them birds stirred up over there. Let's see if we can see what's going on. You hear that? And that bird is angry. Well, that's right over there where we heard the pieces of wood and rocks being chucked down the hill. But let's go ahead and turn this back around. See behind us. But I probably started chasing Sasquatches, Bigfoot, woolly boogers, ghosts, goblins, specters, UFOs, aliens, you name it, I've investigated it at some point in my life. But I probably started when I was about probably about somewhere in the 4 to 8 year old range. See, I can remember all the way back to when I was 1. Not many people can do that, but yeah, I can. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, and every time, have you noticed every time I go for these pork rinds, we start getting activity right over there. And don't think I'm jumpy or nothing, because I ain't what I'm doing. I'm just prepared. There's a difference. Man, you don't want to lose it out here in the bush. You want to stay on your A game. You gotta hold it together. But yeah, I started investigating all kinds of paranormal, I mean, you name it, creatures, and I've solved several mysteries along the way. But see, I wasn't armed with video diary, so to speak, which is what we'll call this. Well, no, we'll call it, yeah, we'll call it hunting Bigfoots on this one. But I mean, we're prepared for anything, really. But anyway, yeah, you know, I wasn't armed with a camera and a stick and, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, I'd go out in the dark or into the scary places and I'd solve the mystery just to, you know, help people not be scared. But, you know, the world is full of mystery and full of all kinds of unexplainable stuff. Well, I mean, it's only unexplainable until I can figure out how to explain it. So, but, you know, the world's full of it, and I like to get out here and get amongst it. But anyway, when I was a kid, I was going down to my mama's house, and we had a long, spooky driveway. And the old man would be like, you know, I'd be like, I want to go down to mama's, give me a ride. He'd be like, hell, walk your ass down there. It ain't that far. And it wasn't. It was just, I was scared. Well, it was around the time I learned not to be scared. And I put on my brave britches and I started on down to mama's. And you remember the cat story that I told you a while ago, panther. Well, this was my first encounter. I was a little kid and I was walking down to mama's house, and we lived on a mountain down there, and I was going past this big old spooky briar patch, and as I was going past it, all of a sudden I heard meow, meow, and I was like, I mean, sheer terror ravaged my body. I was freaking out, and I ran. Probably to this day, that's probably the fastest I've ever ran in my life. But I mean, it was like I was probably traveling several feet per bound. And anyway, so I ran all the way. I went barreling into Mama's door, and I went in there and I was like, Papa, there's something in that briar patch up there. And he's like, well, what did it sound like? And I was like, meow, meow. And he was like, damn it, Sonny, that's a damn cat. And I was like, it sure didn't sound like no cat I ever heard. But a few days later, I was going through there, and I'll be daggone. I was going past that briar patch, and this time it was daytime, you know, and I wasn't scared, but I'll be daggone if I didn't hear the noise again. So this time I was like, well, I want to see if it's a cat. So I shoved my head in that briar patch, and I'll be daggone, guess what I saw? A cat. And this wasn't like a giant cat, it was a short-haired domestic. And that solved that mystery. And I told all the neighborhood kids so they wouldn't be freaking out when they went past the briar patch. But we we have a lot of mysterious stuff in the world, and it's good to investigate it. It's good to see what's going on out here. But what we'll do here is we'll conclude this investigation and make our way back down the mountain. And see, I live real close to the main top of the mountain. I mean, it's a pretty good hike up to the top, but I mean, you know, I'm not it's hikeable, I'll put it like that. But it's a decent hike, and we'll do that, and we'll check it out. But it's starting to get pretty dark, so we'll go ahead and finish our brew, and I mean, if we encounter something, we'll roll with it. But like I said, you don't want to get caught up here in the dark. I mean, because then you gotta find your way around in the dark, and that's rough. But to finish off our brew, we'll do one for me and one for my homies. And we don't want to leave a mess. So we'll put that back in our trusty cooler, and we'll put our piece back in their britches, and we'll start making our way down here. But yeah, we know it couldn't have been a passerby in my outhouse, because I live way off myself in the woods, and people don't tread around up here, private property, and so we don't have worries of anything like that. So you know, like I said, I roam around it quite a bit, police it. So we know if anything's messing around that odds are it's a creature of some kind. But now, I mean, you can't rule 100% out of humans, because you never know when you're going to get some crazy person that wants to wander too close, and you know, we don't care for that. So what we'll do what we'll do is we'll go down here and we'll crack off a couple of rounds to let them know that we wasn't a victim walking around here. And then because I like protecting creatures too. I mean, that's why I don't just lead off with cracking off with rounds, because what if that had been a bear or old possum, raccoon, deer, could have been anything. And we don't want to scare something harmless, So we don't do that. We protect those creatures. Uh-oh, look here. Now look here. Look at there. See that? Completely out of place. Okay. What we'll do, we'll put this right here. And see, I told you I had two before. If the Sasquatch wanted to do some knocking. Oh yeah, and see, door's still closed on my outhouse. But what we will do is we'll put this right here. And we'll go out here and crack out a couple of rounds. Just to let them know what we mean business. See now, whatever it was, let's say it was a Sasquatch, and he's gonna go, hey man, I don't want none of that. So that's got that investigation pretty airtight, I think. And what we'll do, we'll revisit this. But like I said, until with my outhouse there, I wouldn't think a bear could do that, but I wouldn't rule one out. If I was gonna guess, I would guess on the Squachy side. But anywho, I'll go ahead and wrap this up for now, and I'll go ahead and make my way out here, and then we'll check this situation out at a later date. But all right, everybody have a great night, and I will catch you all later.